questions. All right. I'm here with Paige. It's Tuesday. This is usually our brainstorming day, but we wanted to bring to you a little bit of information about Ayurveda. We've both been practicing yoga for years, but Paige has extensive training in Ayurvedic wellness and counseling, consulting, what do you call it? Coaching. And so we just want to define Ayurveda because it can sound intimidating. It's a Sanskrit word, and if you don't know what it is, why in the world would you want to join our cleanse?
Yeah, so Ayurveda, meaning life, and Veda meaning the science or knowledge of life is what the word means. But I think to bring it down to a Western perspective, why it's important or why would you want to be even interested in Ayurveda is because, you know, in Western medicine we treat disease, whereas in Ayurveda we are getting the body in a good healthy state so that we are free of disease. So Ayurveda actually is free of disease, where in Western medicine we're treating disease. So I think that's important just to understand right away. And then how do we keep our body free of disease? There's three things in Ayurveda that cause the body to be out of balance. The first is prajnaparadha. That's the failure of the intellect. In Ayurveda, we actually are our own divine healers. We actually have the inner knowledge already within us. It resides within us. And if we tune into that internal knowledge, then we can, in essence, heal our own bodies. And that might seem pretty abstract at first, but as you begin to practice Ayurveda, it becomes very... you start to feel in rhythm with what is right for you. Which brings me to my second part of what causes disease in Ayurveda, which is objects of our desire. So if it seems kind of like, oh, I'm my own divine healer, I've gone to healers my whole life, I've gone to this doctor or that doctor to heal me, I don't really understand how I can be my own healer. Well, if you think about objects of desire, we all, you know, might have things that we're addicted to, whether it be, you know, food, alcohol, caffeine, unhealthy relationships, codependency, shopping, maybe it's gaming or, you know, gambling.
Sex. Porn. Technology.
Which is very true right now.
Exercise.
Yeah, even exercise. You can be overly obsessed with many different things. So objects of desire is when you bring yourself out of balance because you're of the objects of desire. And then the third is time and motion. So we all are going to die. We're all mortal, but we age faster when we're stressed, when we're frazzled, or, you know, or anything that causes us to be stressed, or the mind, you know, if our mind's running wild or we're anxious, you know, we're living a lifestyle that's
out of balance.
Out of balance, yeah. And so the more that we're out of balance, leading a stressful lifestyle, we're going to age and have disease faster. So those are the three ways to prevent disease. And Elizabeth and I were talking earlier about in Chinese medicine, you know, it's to free ourselves of suffering. Well, it's the same in Ayurveda. You know, we're all going to suffer in life, but the quicker that we find homeostasis, then, you know, we'll be free of disease. So it's a lifestyle.
It is a life, and you can think about when we think of disease, right? If you break that word up, it's essentially dis-ease in the body, the mind, and the spirit. So my understanding is that we're really working with Ayurveda to listen to the body and our intuition, that inner guidance system or our inner GPS in a sense, in order to find a way back to living a life of moderation, balance, sort of following that middle path, so that we can find harmony, return to homeostasis, return to essentially ourself in order to reach our pure potential.
Yeah, and I think it's really profound. Like, we take for granted, you know, I mean, all of us know now mind, body, and spirit, but we take for granted the power of our minds, and we take for granted that our daily habits have a huge impact on our state of mind. Like, what are your daily habits? What are you doing every day? And, you know, until you do that self-inquiry work and you start to tap into how you're actually essentially living your life, you may be in a state of disease, and it might not show up for 15 or 20 years. It could be 5, but I think a lot of us, it takes us almost like to hit the wall, to be sick before we start to want to be into balance. Like for me, I had to become really, really sick before I realized how far off the path I had gone.
Yeah, and it can show up as illness. When I was growing up, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. It could show up in, a catastrophic event, some sort of trauma, some sort of really life-altering event that kind of maybe almost feels like a rug is being pulled out from underneath of you, immobilizing you, because chronic pain, right, for you, it's sort of immobilizing. It keeps you sort of stuck physically, and then mentally, emotionally. If you find yourself in chronic pain, you can't move through life the way you want. So, and sometimes those events and different experiences, situations, relationships will do the same type of thing.
So, yeah, I mean, if you've enjoyed this video, you can learn more about us at thrive-yoga.com. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, just like it, comment it, share it, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, we'd love that. And then we have classes every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Our classes are held at Beargrass Christian Church. 9 o'clock, we have a flow yoga, and then at 10:15, we have a buff bones class designed for those who have osteoporosis and osteopenia. It's great for everybody, but it's definitely safe for those who suffer from that. We have upcoming workshops, live events.
Yeah, we have
courses.
Detox coming up here in the spring, April 14th, and we're putting together a year-long Ayurveda course for anyone who's interested in just delving in and learning more about Ayurveda. And it's about the lifestyle habits, so it doesn't have to be just, oh, I just want to learn about it, but how do I want to live my life like in a state of health? So we'll be sharing all that, and
then we'll be back with more information on Ayurveda and the 3 doshas. So stay tuned.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
You just said the X. Share. Do you want to share? No, we've already shared.